Okay, I know I'm kind of late, but that's pretty cool. What's up, guys? It's a busy time of year, but I had to crank out one last video for 2025. In the last video, I showed you guys this Super Saiyan 4 Goku from Dragonball Daima. It's been sitting on my shelf for a bit, so it's time to finally get around to painting it. Now, I'll admit I haven't actually watched Dragonball Daima, but as soon as I saw this clip online, I knew I needed to find a model. And I went with this one right here. As always, links in the description if you guys want to pick this one up for yourselves. I actually bought this file a while back in February, so yeah, it took me some time to get around to it. And since I've taken so much time already, I spared you from watching me sand and fix all the little problems, so we can get straight to painting. We'll start with the skin. Just a simple layer of base skin tone will do for now. Next, we'll move on to the yellow parts, primarily his pants, but also his power pole holder thingy. We'll then come back over the pants with a darker shade for some depth in the recesses and folds. With those done, let's paint his hair. My favorite part of the new design is his new hair being red rather than black. I also like the more pinkish tone rather than the darker red we got in GT. I tried to get as close as I could to that pinkish red, but perhaps in hindsight I could have gone a bit more pink. You guys can let me know if you agree or if you think it's fine as it is. To paint his fur, we'll have to bring out our old pal Silly Putty. This stuff makes for a pretty good masking method that you can easily mold into shape and reuse over and over again. It won't give you the straight lines and precision of masking tape, but it is quicker to apply. Once I've covered the skin, I'll start putting down a base layer of a very dark red. This ends up being a mistake, but for now the idea was to have a dark red underneath and then make it progressively more pink with dry brush layers. With that drying, I moved on to the boots, which get a base coat of blue followed by a darker blue for shading, just like the pants. Now let's tackle the base, which gets a coat of black all over. The round base and the nameplate weren't actually part of the original sculpt. I added those in myself because I felt like it was missing it, so I Thanos memed it. And speaking of the nameplate, fuck this thing. More on that later. For now, let's touch up the fur areas and make sure those lines are crispy. I then moved on to dry brushing the base. I gave it a few layers of orange in different shades until it looked like the references. I came back over it with panel liner in some spots to make sure those cracks in the stone still pop out amongst all that rocky orange. And after a few more layers of orange to blend it all back in, that's pretty much it for the base. Here I'm adding some shading to the skin, and normally I would have covered up the fur to avoid overspray, but since I was going to repaint it anyways, I decided to save myself the time. After that, I moved on to the white parts on his boots, giving them a few coats to get the white down solid. I also painted his wristbands white before going back over them with blue just to make sure it sticks well and has a more vibrant color with less coats. And now we're back to this fucking thing. The irony is not lost on me that this was the most difficult part of the entire project, and it was a piece that I decided to add in myself. The logos are always annoying, but this one for some reason took me several attempts to get it right. I won't bore you with all the behind the scenes technical difficulties, just know that I hate this thing with every fiber of my being and that I've never been more happy to be done painting something in my life. And with that chapter of my life over, I added the darker red panel lines to his hair, which took quite a while considering, well, he's got a lot of hair. Now we've finally circled back to repainting his fur. I wasn't getting the right colors I wanted using the dark red as the base coat, so I decided to go back to the method I used for last year's Gogeta statue and painted it black first. And since the end color that I'm looking for is a reddish pink, I decided to dry brush it white first. Just like I did with his wristbands, if I paint it white first and then start dry brushing layers and layers of pink on top, I'll eventually get the color I'm after. And with that, all that's left is to paint his eyes, glue it all together, and call it a wrap. Now normally I'll have a little outro and then cut to a photoshoot montage, but for the final video of 2025, I think I'll talk to you guys a bit while I let you see the end result of this project. Also, I will be selling this guy on my Etsy store, so go check that out if you're interested in picking this guy up. 2025 has been a weird year for the channel, as I've been a bit more busy with my personal life and so I've had less time to upload content. In fact, this video is only the 6th I've made this year, which is almost half of what I made last year or the year before that. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon though, as I love doing it and sharing my creations with as many people as I can reach. I've already got 3 or 4 projects in the works that I couldn't manage to squeeze into 2025, but they are coming soon. I'm planning to improve on the upload schedule and try my best to put out as much cool content as I can for anyone who chooses to watch. Which, by the way, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, do it. Helps me out a ton and keeps you up to date on more cool stuff I'll be making in the future. Here's to 2026 being a better year, and hopefully we'll add a lot of new viewers to the channel. As always, thanks for watching and Happy New Year.
Thank you.